Happy birthday to Mike Charlotte, ladies and gentlemen. You're Mike Sharman. There he is. Well done. Can we do this? Is it really your birthday today? No, let's do that embarrassing thing. Come and stand here in the middle. Right here. We are all going to sing happy birthday to Mike now. Let's go. Yay! 1, 2, 3. After there. Okay, here we go. Happy. Dear Mike. Happy birthday! Wow!
Yeah, I'm definitely over 40 now, Don. Yo. Oh, those knees, they don't work like they used to.
Look here, once again, if the brand manager for Deep Heat, or what's the other one, is here in the room, take the clip that somebody shot in the front and just put your logo on. Let me not do your work for you. Voltaren ML Gel, yeah! 40 years old can do that. Done. TikTok, viral, Mike Sharman, come on. Over to you.
Yeah, and go check out Don's Instagram later. Exactly like I said, we need those views to hit those KPIs. Yeah. Okay. Guys, we have the best job in the world. Let's be honest. We're in marketing. I tell my teams every week, we are not doctors without borders. If your campaign fails, nobody dies. I mean, there are people out there right now transporting hearts, physical hearts, not the dopamine hits on the socials, real, like aorta-bearing hearts in cooler boxes to help someone survive. That is not us. You know, there was always that joke when I went and studied at varsity, my parents wanted me to do something. They wanted me to like do a BCom. And I was like, I don't want to do that. That sounds terrible. That sounds boring. And my parents were like, what do you want to be? I was like, I want to be an actor with that deep, husky actor voice. And they're like, you can't be an actor. This is the number one fear of white parents. You'll never have a bond, and you'll never have medical aid if you become an actor. So I ended up and did a BA marketing. And then people in my peer group said, the difference between a pizza and a BA, do you guys know what that is? A pizza can feed a family of 4. We have the best job in the world. Our job is to have fun and to play. Shouldn't be called marketing, it should be called playing. And shout out to my SAB friends in the house, because I have the most amazing relationship with clients where I get to pitch tactical ideas for creative moments. So I've just digressed here. These aren't on the slides. But a couple weeks ago, after the Olympics, people were obsessed with the South Sudanese basketball team. Did you guys see that? They almost beat the Americans. There was fear from North America. Where did these guys come from? Castle Light decided that they're going to partner with the NBA. There's an official sponsorship and everything. And I said to them, guys, everyone's talking about the South Sudanese and some of the tallest people in the world. I'm going to go to South Sudan, find a tall person, bring them back to South Africa, and that person arrives next week on Heritage Day. They're coming to play in a Castle Light tournament. Cleo, true story. This isn't a joke, this is real life. I'm going to start off with this slide. I have often told my clients they don't have the budget to be boring. The majority of us have tiny budgets comparatively on a global scale. And if we don't cut through the clutter and we don't make truly unique creativity, we are never going to be anything more than a sprinkleless vanilla ice cream. That's sadness. Imagine having a sprinkleless vanilla ice cream, ladies from the Kruger Park. 68% of consumers are more likely to share content if it elicits an emotional response. That was a good call back there, Don. Shout out. What I love about AI is the fact that we finally have something that we can interpret in our agency minds what we really want to articulate to our customers in marketing, in brand departments, CMOs. Because if any of you know those books about men are from Mars and women are from Venus, the problem between agencies and brands is we don't always get each other. Yes. Amen, brothers and sisters. Doug was saying we're going to church today. This is the real church moment, Kizani. We don't speak the same language. So what AI does, it offers us the opportunity to articulate what we're thinking to show you better, because when we're doing the dog and pony selling show, so many times we don't show you what we want to make. And then that gets us rejected, and then we don't get the budgets, and then we cry because we don't get a 13th check. Shit that arrives at the speed of light is still shit. Thank you. You can cheer that. We can cheer that. Yeah, we can cheer. The last time I did one of these things, we were in COVID. There were no people in the room, so please, feel free. So, that doesn't excuse us for using the tools to make shit. So many brands are now putting out AI-generated videos that just look like stock videos. Why don't you just use stock? Exactly, there's no difference. That's the problem. We get these fancy new tools, then we try to be clever, then we just end up making stock. That's not Ayoba. Every conversation /imagine /imagining. We're doing so much imagining, but we're not making. We're not cutting through clutter. We're not disrupting. So for me, Doug and I were talking about it before he came on stage, is that we know that 99 to 100% of people don't care about your brand. We care. I was in the middle of South Sudan last week Friday at 4 p.m., standing in a tropical storm to get signal, speaking to a client because they were stressed about the premiumness of the backdrop, of the paper layout, of what its set is going to look like from an AI image. I should have just Googled a better image and stuck that in my Prezzo. Then I would have gone all ways around from the paper nuance. I'm in a war zone. My SAB friends are making me get armored cars while I'm talking to a lady in the rain in Cape Town, saying, ma'am, it's not going to look like paper. We're going to light the shit out of this thing and it's going to look premium. I've been doing this for a very long time. I do know how shoots work, you know. It's a true story. Most of the stuff I'm going to tell you is true. And that's a travesty because we're not carrying hearts in cooler boxes. I'll take you back in time to a year ago. The most spoken about, most marketed, most beautifully through the line brand jumped on brand, jumped on brand. It was like brands were making babies with Barbie last year. And there was this interesting moment with this elderly lady. I haven't watched Barbie, by the way, caveat. But I was following the conversation, and people were obsessed about this elderly lady who we'd racked focus to, and then we went to Barbie, and then we came back again. And I looked at this elderly lady in the conversation thereof, and I was like, she's giving Omar. One of South Africa's most iconic brands. So, /imagine, we paired Barbie with Omar. What kind of epic brand baby would we get? Boom, this Omar. Slay Queen, yes. Some dodgy motherfuckers in this audience. So, Barbie Omar was the starting point. We then inserted this box element into it, and it was a simple Instagram static. I know how obsessed everyone in the room is. If it's not video, the algorithms aren't going to take it. We can't feed the algorithm static. Static is dead. Long live the AI video, but not the stock footage looking video. People went nuts for Omar. Some people even went so far as to suggest this was Elon's mom, May Musk. And then we said, no, South Africa, this is May Rusk. For some reason, she was a massive hit. I think it was the outfit, I think it was the pills. There was something happening here. People were talking about her on radio stations, on social, on news, on TV. May Rusk was seen by more than 1 million people because they just loved the vibe and they wanted more of that. And what May Rusk inspired was another little thought process that went back to our friends at SAB. And I said, guys, you're spending all this money on the Rugby World Cup. Castle Lager in particular has this beautiful campaign about brewing greatness. And then we had the traditional healer, and he was like in the mountains, and he was like cheering for the Boks, and he was giving them all the good mootie, which in hindsight worked because we won. So cheers to Castle Lager for the mootie and for the Castle Lagers. And there was something within that big ad, beautiful brand film that they'd put together that just, like it was gnawing at us. So we said, what does brewing greatness mean to South Africans? What does brewing greatness mean to the Springboks? And then, like, I've got this brain that connects weird dots and, like, I don't know, like beautiful mind. I should go and count cards at the casino afterwards. But had this thought. When you think about Chasing the Sun, when you think about Mpimpi, when you think about Sia, when you think about Kirtley, when you think about so many of these players, if you think about South Africans at large, so many of us were raised by our grandmothers. That's brewing greatness. What have the grannies done? How have they been the bedrock of our society? So then we made this.
How do I plan to keep my grandmother's legacy alive?
On the African continent, we're raised by grandmothers.
I was raised by my grandmother.
Grandmothers are raising over 4 million of our children in South Africa every single day.
When we were growing up, like I'd live at my grand's house in Soweto.
All she could give me was love and time, and I think that's all I needed.
Skree so hard dat ek sonder my stem gaan. Kom, 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 kom! En as jy nie sees, hou net jou boeres. Fabulous, go for it! Cheers, everyone! Cheers! Nagtak, is ek het aksiesester. I have cousin in the South Africa, die ek ken. Well, there's no sense, there's no feeling.
You're famous now. You're all over the internet.
Well, I don't know why, because I tell you something, I'm not interested in.
I really enjoyed the Grand Box campaign.
Yeah, they're interviewing the grannies from all these Springboks.
So simple and so human and just lovely.
This morning, I'm joined by one of the Grand Box, Malcolm Marx's grandmother, Melody Anderson.
I hear you will be in charge of the bar now.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes,
This is really a smashing day. Pretty we can't have a party.
Yes, we can have a party, Melody. Let's give her a round of applause. And I think this is like where we think about stuff differently. When you're making branded content, when you're making ads, how are you going to take the protagonist or the antagonist and how are you going to make them part of the earned media or PRable journey? People don't want to interview a brand manager or a CMO. But Melody Anderson, holy shit, people wanted to interview her. That's also a true story. I'm going to end this off because I've got 2 minutes left. One of my most favorite things about this campaign, I drove down to Harrismith to meet Bongi Mbonambi's granny. And I had my colleague Spoo with me. He speaks fluent Zulu, so he was going to interview Gogo, and we're going to have a chat, and we'll do the whole thing. And then we get to Harrismith, and there's this yapping dog in the backyard. It's like usporti, you know, he's outside there and he's tied up. He's tied up on this long string and he's yapping. And he sounds like he's bigger than me, but in actual fact, he's only like this big. So then I untied usporti and then I had him in my arms and I was cradling him like a baby, because like Doug, I'm also a father of 3 for my sons. And I'm busy cradling Sporty and I'm like, shh, 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 shh. Busy cradling a dog. I mean, we're not saving lives here, people. Shh, 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 shh. Then I finally get the dog to stop yapping. Then the director's like, bro, you gotta stop, shh, you're messing with the audio. Like, put the dog down. Put the dog down. Jeez, that dog was faster than Usain Bolt. Let me tell you, I was running through the township like this. Tza, tza, tza. I was the tallest, whitest thing that you would see. I was like powder. You know, remember that film study? Pa, 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 pa. And then there was a guy across the road, and he was shouting at Spoo, my colleague, and he's like, umlungu inja. And Spoo's like, dude, it's not the Mlungu's dog. It's like the dog lives here. No, that's not a local dog. That's a suburb dog. And guys, if we're not using AI, if we're not using any other tool that we have at our disposal to have more fun, why the fuck are we doing this job? Thank you very much. Wake up.